Hi, Dustin Troy, and I'm here at world famous Supercar Sunday with world famous Gary Wales. Little backstory on Gary. When I met him, he pulled in these giant vehicles. I said, "Who the heck is this guy?" Since then, we've become great friends. Gary is probably one of the most passionate car guys I've ever met. Passionate about cars, life, everything he touches. And what do we have here, Gary? What did you create?
Well, what this was originally was an American LaFrance fire truck built in 1915. So it's 100 years old. It was found in the woods, and it had been, sands all of the everything on it, with the exception that it had a radiator, an engine, and a chassis, and so forth. But everything else is gone. So we're trying to save American history. It's important we save that. So what we're doing is we design and build these crazy bodies, and they're all different. This is number 6. We're starting number 7 now.
So let me get this straight. This was a fire engine that was in the woods somewhere in Northern California, trees growing through it. You had to cut down trees to remove it. And now everywhere you go, you take Best of Show awards with a 100-year-old vehicle that was trees growing through it. Is that right?
Well, we do take some awards with it, but the main thing is people get a big kick out of it because most people haven't seen the chain drive. They don't know what it is. And they say, well, how come it has bicycle chains? What can you say? Bicycle chains. Anyway, it's what we do, and we really try to create something. I think about these things, and I go to bed, and my mind works all night long. I wake up, and I say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. And then we create these crazy, wild automobiles. And in 100 years from now, the owner will be able to say, that's my car, but that's the car that Wales built. So that's kind of my legacy that I'm leaving with these things. And I really do love to save them. Certainly bring them out here.
So I'm looking at this, and it appears that you've clear-coated rust. Is that looking at actually rust?
That's exactly what it is. And people say, well, you can't clear coat rust. It'll pop through. I said, well, tell that to the car. This is the second one we've done. This is rusty too. And it's called that because that is all rust. God is our painter. All I do is clear it. I was too dumb to know that I couldn't clear rust and it wouldn't stop rusting. So tell it to the car.
Now, I heard a wacky story. Let me tell you something. I'm a little bit crazy. Gary's a little bit crazy. All in good ways, of course. Somebody told me that to get a little more rust out of it, you did some pretty wacky things, Gary. What did you do to get extra rust on the car, different types of rust?
I really don't want to talk about it. It's a little embarrassing, but if you lift the leg, you do everything you can do to get unusual patina. Well, we did get some unusual patina.
What you have to understand about Gary is he's one of a kind. He does it his way. He builds these in his garage with his assistant Andreas, and he takes these broken down old specimens and pulls into Supercar Sunday or whatever car show, charity event, and crowds surround him, and nobody has seen anything like this. Gary, you're awesome. I appreciate the passion, the energy, the creativity. You don't stop. I've got a huge respect for you. And you know what? This is one of the coolest guys you ever meet right here, folks. Gary Wales, right here.
Thank you, Dustin. It's basically a simplex isn't, because American LaFrance out of Elmira, New York, when they motorized their first fire apparatus in 1907, they wanted the best engine they could find, and they bought the rights from Simplex, which was the very strongest motor at that they could come up with, and they have now, that's what these are. These are called T-head engines. Each block contains 2 pistons the size of a 2-pound coffee can, and it's 900 cubic inches, 14 liters, and it's twin cams, cam on either side of the block, and that's all gear operated. And the ones on the intake side, which is the side you're looking at the moment, operate the magneto and 12 magneto and the 12 distributor. This is 24 plugs, 4 plugs per cylinder. Life-saving equipment, you needed to have redundancy, which is what you have. The other side, the cam operates the generator and the water pump, which is always adjustable. So it's a pretty cool thing. And then it's chain drive, which is very, very unique. And it's been set up that this particular truck is 100 years old, and it will do 100 miles an hour. Not with me, but it can do 100 miles an hour.